felt great. I'm running there. I mean, he always says he feels great. I mean, how do you kind of look at him and his availability?
I actually talked to him 2 days ago, and you know, he's in a good mood. He's going through his progression. I just want him to, you know, to be patient. I think that's the most important thing. And in his case, we know it's very difficult. But it's been a good off season for him, for everything that he says. So hopefully, when he gets there in spring training, when he gets there, you know, he's a go, and we can see, you know, him bouncing back and doing all the good things offensively, defensively, and he can move around and see him smile again. You know, I know it was for how great he was last year. I mean, it was a tough one. You know, it was tough, but he was a great teammate. He was very helpful for us, but you know, I think on the field, you know, he's more helpful than on the bench.
Is he of the belief that first week of March he's going to be able to play in the game?
I don't know. I haven't actually, you know, I have to stay away from the topic. I know that there's a chance that he'll be there and he's going to, you know, he's going to play and he's going to bounce back. But you know, I think sometimes we create expectations, you know, especially me personally last year. You know, I thought he was going to be a big part of what we're trying to accomplish. So I'm trying to, like, you know, I believe in him. And like I said, if he's ready to play, he's leading off against whoever's pitching for Seattle that day. I thought it was Paxton, not anymore. But yeah, if he's ready to play, he'll lead off that day. You know, I'm looking forward to it. But I don't want to get too high on this. I'm going to give him his space, like I think we did last year, you know, when he went to Arizona. But when he calls me, I'm there for him. You know, I text him, and so far so good. But we just have to be patient. I think the whole organization has to be that way. We believe him.
Given that situation, you don't know how it might turn out. How comfortable do you feel with, you know, whether it's Brock or you know, you've got other guys with
Nooney? Yeah, we're good. I mean, we know that what type of player he is. Let's not forget that, you know, PD, when he's healthy, he's one of the best second basemen in the big leagues. But you know, at the same time, you know, Nooney, he survived at second base last year. You know, first time he played for an extended period of time at second base, and seemed like he wasn't 100%. Brock, obviously, with the season he had, the way he finished, not only offensively, he played great defense at second base. He made some great plays. You know, in Game 4 against the Yankees and against the Dodgers. So I'm comfortable with those two, and you know, we got other players that they can play the position too. You know, we'll be okay.
Alex, have you already given some thought to what you're going to say to the team down in Fort Myers, given the fact that you won a World Series, 108 games?
Yeah, we'll talk about hangovers and all that stuff, and the banquet circuit. We'll challenge them. You know, one thing about this group, and I think that's a cool thing. Throughout the off season, they're staying like locked in. You know, and it's hard to believe. Sometimes I wonder. I sit down at home. I'm like, it's not possible. You know, like, but when we text, when we call, when we talk about next year, yeah, we're celebrating, we're enjoying the whole thing, but it looks like they turned the page a month ago, and they're locked in. You know, Dana went to Fort Myers, I want to say like 10 days ago. I didn't go to that one, actually. I stayed home. But he met with Chris and David, he saw Jackie, and Barnesy actually was there, and it's business as usual. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to be in front of the group and talk to them. Actually, tomorrow is going to be kind of cool. Yeah. Not everybody's going to be here, but just to see them around and just talk a little bit, and it's be cool.
Yeah, Alex, how are you looking at the closing situation? Kind of going into spring training, going into the season.
I mean, we got some capable guys, and we can maximize the guys that we have. I think throughout the offseason, reading a lot of people, I mean, you guys were praising the way we reinvented pitching, I guess. And actually today we had a meeting, and very eye-opening, you know, with our analytic department and a lot of stuff that we're going to implement next year. And we do feel that, yeah, there's guys that can get outs in the 9th inning. We have guys that can get outs in the 7th and 8th. people get caught up on obviously what New York is doing, but we knew that they were going to make moves. They have a great bullpen, obviously, but we have great rotation, so it balances out. Our strength is the rotation. It was last year. Going into the season last year, there were a lot of question marks about the bullpen, and the guys did an outstanding job. Going to the playoffs, we know that although it was different because we were able to use the starters as relievers, but there were a lot of question marks going into October, and if that's the only question mark we have, so be it. We do feel we have a good team, and that we have guys that are going to be capable to get outs in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and there's some guys that are going to take a step forward. Looking forward to see Work and Hembry. Obviously Steven, if healthy. Everybody going into October, everybody thought that he was going to be a key for us in the bullpen. Well, he's going to be in the bullpen this year, and when healthy, he can be a weapon.
You mentioned celebrating. Part of that celebration is going to the White House next month. Any reaction personally from you?
We got the target date. Everybody knows what I said. I think it was a month ago. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of stuff going on right now as far as like the government and the shutdown and all that. So we'll see. There's a few things that have come up the last 10 days about Puerto Rico too. So is a topic that back home is huge. But like I said, if I go, I'll represent Puerto Rico the right way. I don't know what kind of platform I'm gonna have if I go, but and it's not that I have changed my mind, but we'll see what happens in the upcoming days.
So you're not committed to going?
Right now, I can say yes. Might change tomorrow.
You mean as a team, or you yourself?
No. I mean, I don't want to make it about us, but there's a lot of stuff that is going on right now that you read, what's going on back home, and it's not easy. You guys are here. I'm back home.
Yeah.
I see everything that is going on. But like I said, I'll use it the right way. I use it the right way. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the government and the shutdown and everything. We got that target day, so we'll see what happens.
Alex, do you think you can, in that sense, make more of a difference by going maybe than you would?
Yeah, you know what?
Not going.
As you guys know, and I don't use this too much, the minority thing. Last year, I was the first minority manager in this city, and this is a great city. It has its history, and it's not that I survived; I prevailed, and we won. So sometimes, if you walk the other way and you get, your back to whatever is going on, is it positive? I don't know. Sometimes you got to show your face, and it's not that I'm gonna go there and make a scene or whatever. Like I said, man, I'm very proud of where I'm from, and tell you what, it was a big deal. This thing, honestly, in the off season, I was like, whoa, it's different right now back home. Not only for me, but for my family. So we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, I'll represent them the right way, and we have to wait.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You seem conflicted.
Not conflicted. No, I have a lot of conviction, brother.
Is this because of the news that he was trying to divert money from Puerto Rican relief to?
Something else happened today. Some I don't know. I hate talking about politics. That's not my strength. Let's have a bullpen and lineups.
Alex, how you plan other starting pitchers in spring training? How much you want to reduce the throwing program? How much you reduce?
It's pretty similar to what we did last year. It's already mapped out. I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, Chris threw his first game in March 14th. I think it's kind of like the same thing. If you look around, yeah, you have the four guys, Rick, Chris, David, and Nate, Brazier, Barnes. They pitch a lot, but the other guys didn't pitch on much. It wasn't like they pitch a lot in October. So there's certain guys that they're going to be on regular routine. The other ones, we take care of them. Our goal is to be ready for Seattle, and that's the most important thing. And when we get there, they're going to be ready to go.
As hard as Nate threw in the World Series and threw in the playoffs.
We actually have to slow him down, man. He freaking.
That's what I was going to ask you, actually.
If it's up to him, he'll pitch 6 innings in Game 1 against
Northeastern?
the Yankees. The Yankees at home, yeah.
But I mean, is there some concern or caution maybe in your back of your mind the way he starts spring training, just to make sure it,
Yeah, we just. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. He pitched a lot in October, but they didn't pitch much in September. There was, a balance there. Obviously, it was the pedal to metal.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I've been watching games, and sometimes I'm like, wow, that's forget the manager and like what he did. What Chris did, what Porcello did, David, it was amazing. Their willingness, first of all, their willingness to do it. Second of all, their stuff, they maintain their stuff. So you got to give credit to our medical staff. So that's why we're not worried, because we know they're in a good spot. It's just a matter of doing it the right way in spring training. Like I said, like a month and a half ago, 2 months, sorry to the fans already in advance. They're not going to see them in the big field for a while, but it's for the right reason, and we're going to take care of them.
If your bullpen doesn't change going into spring training, would you look to name a closer, or would you use the 9th inning as, who makes sense that day?
We'll talk about it. I think we used the 7th and 8th last year, kind of like we went with matchups. And if you look at the season, Craig was outstanding for us. Obviously, the second half, whatever, he struggled with command and whatever happened in October, but he was 5 for 5 anyway. So, but we used Barnesy and Brazier and Joe, who's not with us anymore, just matching up and trying to maximize their strength, And Barnesy, actually, he became that guy, kind of like, 3, 4, 5. That's you. So that's something we'll talk about. We'll talk to the players too. I think that's the most important thing. I think it's too early. I haven't seen them. We've been texting all that. I think Barnes he's on honeymoon, so it's not the time to talk about that. But we'll do the best for the team. We'll do the best for the team. One thing for sure, and we have we do feel that there's certain guys that have to take a step forward, and they will, because of what we're going to try to talk to them in spring training. Word, Embry, there's other guys, very intriguing guys, Pointer, we know what he can do, BJ Hector, for whatever they did in the rotation, they got big outs anyway, so we'll see how we will do. We're good?
Thank
you.